We're hosting a 3-day design make workshop, and what that means is we basically have about 20 people from all different backgrounds, levels of skill, ages, countries, joining together. We set a loose brief of creating a community structure, which is called
a kinship,
and we set this brief of creating a kinship to the 20 participants, and they have 3 days to design, think, philosophise, invent and make a structure.
You could split that down into the brief on day 1, the response on day 2 and the realisation on day 3.
At this ideas stage, it's really good to just let your imagination run riot. It's a great practice to just allow yourself to explore the absolute extremes of the brief, and then we can rein it back in. There's often a moment when you're assembling a structure that can be really exciting. There's a sort of ceremony that goes on. It's kind of an event, and that could be something that really engages people and is something that gets talked about. So the actual putting together of this structure could be an event and a way people gain kinship.
So the idea is that these long slim triangles can slot into a base, which we can then fasten into another top piece, which would create a kind of quite a almost like homely nest type of shape, I suppose.
The real challenge is to try to create, use circles as the thing that creates less friction along the ground, so using it as transport, but then having that object have a multi-purpose use so that when it arrives there, it's integrated into the structure. So we're not just taking it to the side and saying, oh, we'll use that when we move it away again. Every single thing that arrives there is a component of the structure.
So, the end of day 2, and it's been a particularly epic day. So we started the day with 3 teams, a kind of overseeing team, a team looking at triangles, and a team looking at circles. And what's been quite exciting is that all of those sort of roles have sort of changed and amalgamated. So I walked over to the circle team, they were working with triangles, and the triangle team were working with circles. So there's been a sort of kind of full turnaround, and things that were discovered earlier on in our sort of early playfulness with materials, like what happens when you bend things, really got explored. So we've ended up with the beginnings of some really exciting shapes. And there's been a lot of trial and error, a lot of trial and failure, and a lot of sort of happy accidents that have happened when you do certain things, or you make you know, miscalculations of geometry actually create incredible shapes. Today, everybody was so involved, so sort of invested in working, really high energy. A few sort of moments of despair. You know, we had lots of breakages and things that didn't work. But we literally ended the day not with a big team group meeting. Everybody literally seeing the time going, oh my gosh, we're way too late, we've got to run. So I think where we're going to take it tomorrow is draw from the successes. We know we've created some really cool structures, and now it's sort of refining that. What's the most minimal way we can do this? How can we take away, make this as simple as possible? One team looking at the sill plate and how it could fold. One team looking at the bench. And how to use the excess material to bench, maybe table, and then one team think we've got to look at transport.
What's wonderful is everybody comes with their individual ideas and has lots on the journey, but it's really the amalgamation of those ideas that leads to sort of solid solutions. And that really is the process of kinship.